tell from the accent, yes, I'm from the South. Georgia originally. Born and raised, I still got some people down there in Smyrna, Atlanta, Marietta, Cell Block B. We'll help you cook, we'll help you clean, we'll help paint your house and birth your children, but you take our seat in church. And you're going down. I can say anything about anybody as long as we started off with a, well, you know I don't mean to be ugly. And then you throw in a couple of, well, I'm just saying. And you most surely must wrap it up with a what? Bless your heart. Is that Mildred Jenkins out yonder? Well, you know I don't mean to be ugly, but get a load of that rear end. I'm just saying, if that thing gets any bigger to sit down, she's gonna need landing gear. Looks like her hips are in parentheses. Bless her heart. Sometimes late at night, when everybody's asleep, when the shades are drawn and the lights are off, I'll turn on that music. I'll lower that pole. And I'll dance. Because you see, sometimes when I pick up the mirror, here's what I see. All these people staring at you, waiting for you to say something that's going to change their lives. You probably shouldn't have had that third margarita. Oh, what? You're scared? Now you're afraid of getting up in front of strangers? Do you not remember the year you got up on that bar and danced because you lost 5 pounds and thought that you looked cute in a tank top? You're afraid you'll look silly. Sweetie, do you not remember the 80s? Blue eyeshadow, leg warmers, your bedazzled jumpsuit. Do you not remember that jumpsuit you made in home economics? That you had to wear to school for a grade? And it fell apart by lunch? And everybody had to see that you were wearing Tuesday's underwear on Wednesday. You not learn that your true joy comes in those moments when you step out of that comfort zone and stop being afraid of what everybody else is going to think? Oh, Lord, is that a hair on my chin? Now, come on, suck it up. You know that this is not about you. It's about them. That's all that matters. You're not here for you, you're here for them. And the hopes that maybe even just one person will walk out of here a little taller than when they came in. That'll be all right. So put on a smile, because this is gonna be great to be here with you this morning. And I want to ask you, when you look in the mirror, what's that voice telling you? Is that voice telling you, yay, you did good, celebrate, you're still standing? Or is that voice saying, yeah, you failed again, told you you couldn't do it, I've been telling you that for years. And yes, your butt does look big in those pants. I believe that most of what blocks us from peace, productivity, happiness, is what that voice is telling us. You see, Crazy Man Harry lives on the corner of Route 29 and Old Wiley School Road. You don't have to live there to know him, just drive by and you'll see his rusty old lawn chair, the one with the strap dragging the ground. And he'll be sitting there in his boxers and his stained t-shirt, with the wild, frizzy gray hair and the beady black eyes, waving around that brown paper bag, yelling at people as they drive past. Obscenities, mostly. And when you would get close enough to see the yellow in his eyes or the spittle at the corners of his mouth, he would look you in the eyes and he would scream. He would scream at you with venom. And if you'll excuse my language, he would scream, "Get out! Get the hell out!"
I always remember Aunt Betsy. And that year that she got all caught up in the preachings of this highfalutin head doctor. You see, he'd come traveling through town giving this lecture on conquering your fears. Well, Aunt Betsy decided it was high time she did some fair conquering of her own. Starting with her fear of wearing a bikini. Apparently, Miss Betsy was afraid of putting on one of them two-piece bathing suits in public. And the way we saw it, that woman had every reason to be afraid. But she decided she was going to conquer her fear, y'all, and she was going to conquer it but good. And that the only way to do that was going to be to walk directly through the middle of town wearing nothing but a bright yellow stringed bikini and white pumps. That woman marched. She marched with her head held high. She marched right past Ray Jean's diner in that big bay window where all them forks sat frozen in midair. And her vision was grand, but I ain't so sure she accomplished her goal. 'cause in all the chaos and the activity of the day, well, Aunt Betsy never realized the full implications in purchasing something known to most folks as one of them thong bikinis. She thought thong just meant it's made somewheres in China or something. And then she got all caught up in the adrenaline and the applause and decided she'd add some dance steps to her routine. And we don't need to talk about how that turned out, because the only dancing Aunt Betsy knew about was clogging. Clogging isn't a very good dance to pick when you're wearing a bright yellow string bikini and white pumps. There were parts of that woman exposed that only the good Lord himself knew about. And every one of them was shimmering and shaking wildly back and forth to the beating rhythm of them marching pumps like some kind of country choir where everybody's struggling to be the solo.
I remember that old woman who sat on a bench out front of Dewey's Bakery. And I would sit beside this old woman and I would stare at her. She was creepy, I'll admit it. She was creepy up close. I mean, her face was so old and weathered it looked like an apple left out in the sun too long and started to sink in on itself. And her teeth, they looked like an old rotted corn cob, half eaten. And I remember her skin was white and transparent and had all these little blue veins underneath that looked like a road map leading to somewhere I wasn't sure I wanted to go. And I would stare at that skirt she had on. It was long and it had all these colors in it that used to be other colors. And she had these old work boots with no laces and a good 3 days dirt on them. And this long gray shirt hung past her elbows, and it had the name Earl stitched on the pocket. Some sweet morning when this day is over, I'll fly away. You could hear her singing all the way from the parking lot. Loud staccato jubilant notes of a life well lived. The automatic glass doors opened up and I could see this woman standing there holding her mop as if it were a beloved dance partner. As if her faded cotton dress were made but of the finest silk.